All right, let's dive in, shall we? Today we're going deep on Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Yeah, but not just the usual stuff,
Okay.
Like, we're going past the headlines and sound bites.
We want to really understand him.
Yeah, the man, the myth, the legend.
And luckily, we've got the perfect guide for this.
Oh, yeah. What's
A
that?
Snowball.
Ah, the biography.
Yeah, Alice Schroeder's deep dive into Buffett's life.
Deep dive. I like it.
I mean, it's packed with insider stories, historical context.
Oh, so we're getting the real deal.
Definitely.
Not just like a surface level look.
Nope, we're going below the surface.
So think of it like you've seen the tip of the iceberg,
Exactly.
but we're going to explore what's underneath.
We're going to uncover what makes Warren Buffett tick.
Yeah, how he built everything.
And the lessons we can all learn, not just about investing.
Right, but about life, too.
It's funny, isn't it?
Like that.
How Buffett is often seen as this, folksy, down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
But his success is built on serious work, mastering complex systems.
So is that simplicity just a facade?
That's the question. Can simplicity be a mask for mastery?
Okay, so let's rewind to the beginning.
Okay.
Young Warren in Omaha, Nebraska.
Small town beginnings?
Yeah, but forget lemonade stands.
This kid was different.
Hustling used golf balls and newspapers.
Already a businessman.
All while, getting fascinated by numbers.
And get this,
Like
buys his first stock at 11 years old.
11.
11.
Wow.
Even back then, his family dynamics played a role.
You can really see that early influence.
Oh, yeah. His father, Howard, was a congressman.
A powerful figure.
Definitely a big influence.
But then there's his mother, Layla.
Yeah, their relationship was, let's say, complicated.
It had an impact on him.
Oh, for sure. It shaped young Warren's personality.
So are we already seeing those early signs of the Buffett we know today?
Absolutely. Independent, driven, a natural salesman.
But also a little socially awkward.
Yeah. Those traits were there from the start.
And they become even more important as he becomes an investor, right?
Absolutely. This is where his education under Benjamin Graham comes in.
At Columbia University.
Yeah, we're talking about the godfather of value investing.
Godfather, well.
And then there's Graham's legendary book.
Security analysis.
It wasn't exactly light reading, but for Buffett,
It was a game changer.
total game changer.
Like a light bulb moment.
Yeah, the principles of value investing just clicked for him
And then think about his Geico purchase.
at age 20.
He went against Graham's advice on that one.
Shows you, even as a student, Buffett was forging his own path.
Independent thinker.
Totally. And those early successes,
Must have been exciting.
oh yeah, watching this financial prodigy find his groove.
Yeah, and it's around this time we see the emergence of a theme.
The building of Berkshire Hathaway.
But, it wasn't some overnight empire, was it?
No, it started with his early partnerships,
Oh, wait.
which led him to, of all things, take over a failing textile mill.
Wait, a textile mill?
A textile mill.
That doesn't sound like the Berkshire Hathaway we know.
Right.
It's a giant conglomerate.
And its roots are in textiles.
Seems almost impossible.
But what's crucial is how Buffett navigated those early struggles
Really?
and slowly started shifting the company towards insurance.
And other businesses.
Exactly.
And that's where his famous cigar butt investing strategy comes in.
Ah, yes, the cigar butts.
Finding those undervalued assets.
Even in struggling companies.
It sounds almost counterintuitive.
It was all about finding those hidden gems.
The assets others overlooked.
Exactly. He wasn't just buying discarded cigar butts.
So he wasn't just being cheap.
No, he was buying businesses he believed in,
Businesses that could still make a profit.
even if they looked a little rough around the edges.
So he was seeing value where others didn't.
Exactly. It's a reminder that value can often be found in unexpected places.
If you know where to look.
If you know where to look.
This seems like a good time to talk about his circle of competence.
Yeah, another key principle.
What does that even mean?
Well, think of it like this. We all have areas where we excel.
Our strengths.
Yeah, where our knowledge and experience give us an edge.
Okay.
Buffett realized early on that staying within that circle,
Focusing on industries he understood.
that was key to his success.
So he wasn't trying to be an expert in everything.
No, he stuck to what he knew.
So he wasn't afraid to say, I don't know.
Exactly, and walk away from opportunities outside his expertise.
It sounds so simple.
It is, but how many of us actually do that?
Not many, I bet.
It's a powerful lesson.
Recognizing our
It's
limitations.
just as important as recognizing our strengths.
And Buffett understood that.
He did.
Okay, so we've got the cigar butts, the circle of competence,
What else?
the power of compounding.
Ah, yes, compounding.
It sounds kind of boring, though.
Don't be fooled by the simplicity.
What's the big deal about letting profits reinvest and grow over time?
Compounding is like magic.
Magic.
But the trick is time.
Okay.
Imagine a snowball rolling downhill, getting bigger and bigger.
Okay, I get it.
That's compounding in action.
Small gains over time.
Snowballing into remarkable wealth.
So it's not about hitting home runs every time.
Exactly.
It's about consistent growth over the long haul.
Long-term thinking.
That takes a lot of patience.
Something we don't see much of these days.
True.
It's a lesson for our own finances as much as for building empires.
Makes sense.
Even setting aside a small amount regularly can make a huge difference.
Over time.
Over time.
Now, for all his focus on business, Buffett's personal life is important.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's where Susie Thompson comes in.
A complex relationship.
That evolved over time.
Yeah, and her influence on Warren is undeniable.
It really is.
One of the most striking things is how Susie pushed Buffett outside his comfort zone.
Oh, interesting.
She recognized his work focus could lead to isolation,
Makes sense.
and she encouraged him to engage with the world beyond finance.
Like, how did she do that?
There's this great story about how she introduced him to a whole new group of friends.
Yeah.
Artists, musicians, writers, people he'd never have met otherwise.
Wow. It's like she opened up a whole new world for him.
She wasn't just expanding his social circle.
There was more to it.
She was shaping his worldview, challenging his assumptions, introducing new perspectives.
And that influenced his philanthropy later on.
Exactly.
So she was more than just a wife.
Absolutely.
A partner, a confidant, a guiding force.
And her influence is really clear in his early philanthropy.
Interesting.
Susie was passionate about social justice and giving back.
And she instilled those values in Warren.
She did.
It's fascinating how personal relationships can have such an impact.
On our whole trajectory.
Professionally and personally.
Absolutely. And in Buffett's case, Susie's influence is undeniable.
Undeniable. Yeah, it's amazing how Susie's influence and his own experiences shaped his philanthropy.
It really is.
I mean, we know he's pledged to give away most of his wealth.
An incredible amount of money.
And a huge chunk of that is going to the Gates Foundation.
That's not just donating, that's a partnership.
Yeah, tackling global challenges.
It's interesting how his approach to philanthropy mirrors his investment philosophy.
In what way?
He's not just giving randomly,
He's strategic about it.
Exactly. Carefully choosing where to allocate his resources for maximum impact.
So he's applying that circle of competence.
Yes. Finding organizations he believes in, letting them do what they do best.
Investing in solutions, not just problems.
Exactly. He's often said he wants his wealth to make a real difference.
Not just maintain the status quo.
Right. And the Gates Foundation is a perfect example.
He's betting on their ability to solve those big issues.
He is.
Speaking of bets, there's one big question looming over Berkshire Hathaway.
The succession question.
Yeah. Who takes over when Buffett's no longer at the helm?
It's the billion-dollar question.
Everyone's asking it.
He's been pretty quiet about a specific successor.
Has he given any hints?
He's hinted that the person might already be within Berkshire.
Interesting.
And he's made it clear what he's looking for.
Someone to manage the company well.
Yeah, but also someone to preserve its culture.
That culture is unique.
Oh, absolutely. The decentralized structure, the long-term focus, the emphasis on integrity.
It's almost as valuable as the assets themselves.
I'd argue it is more valuable.
And that's what makes the succession question so tricky.
Finding someone who gets that culture.
And can adapt to a changing world.
That's a tall order.
It's like they need to be a master chess player.
Seeing all the moves in advance.
Understanding how everything connects.
Talk about pressure.
Yeah, no kidding.
It reminds us that a lasting legacy goes beyond just money.
It's about building something that outlives you.
That can continue to thrive.
Okay, so we talked about how Susie pushed Buffett outside his comfort zone socially.
Right.
But their relationship wasn't always easy.
No, there was love, support, but also tension.
Especially when it came to work-life balance.
The demands of building an empire like Berkshire.
They take a toll.
His children have been open about the impact of his absence.
That his work sometimes came at the expense of family.
There's this story about how Buffett would get so absorbed in work.
Oh, yeah?
He'd forget about family dinners, birthdays even.
Wow.
It shows a man driven to succeed.
But also struggling with that work-life balance.
It humanizes him, don't you think?
It does. It shows that even those who achieve incredible success
can still face challenges in other areas.
Exactly.
And it brings us to another important person in his life.
Astrid Banks.
After his separation from Susie.
She enters the picture.
Providing companionship, support, and a sense of normalcy.
It sounds like she was a grounding presence for him.
She seemed to accept all of Buffett's quirks and eccentricities.
creating a stable environment,
A different kind of partnership.
but still a significant one.
Definitely.
And they eventually married after Susie's passing,
A new chapter.
a time of loss, but also new beginnings.
It speaks to the complexity of relationships.
How they evolve and change over time,
Even someone like Buffett
with all his success.
navigates the same emotional landscapes as everyone else.
Absolutely. Now, beyond family, Buffett has a fascinating circle of friends and confidants,
Not just casual friends, but people who've shaped his journey.
both professionally and personally.
One figure that stands out is Charlie Munger,
His longtime business partner.
a brilliant mind in his own right.
Their partnership is legendary,
They share a similar investment philosophy.
but they also challenge each other.
Intellectually, it's like they have this unspoken language,
A shared understanding,
like two sides of the same coin,
complementing each other's strength.
pushing each other to think differently.
And then there's Bill Gates,
A more recent friendship.
but equally important.
They bond over bridge, philanthropy, and their shared intellect.
It shows that even at the top,
Meaningful connections matter.
shared passions are essential.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's address the elephant in the room.
The giant pile of money.
Yeah, the man's a multi-billionaire.
That kind of wealth shapes your life.
It gives you access, opportunity.
It's just a platform to advocate for causes.
But what's interesting is that despite his wealth,
Buffett has maintained a modest lifestyle,
still lives in the same house,
enjoys simple pleasures,
McDonald's breakfasts.
avoids lavish spending.
It's like he's detached from the trappings of wealth.
It's this paradox that makes him so intriguing.
Immense wealth and down-to-earth frugality.
Two sides of the same coin.
Maybe that detachment contributes to his clarity.
His long-term focus.
Maybe it frees him from distractions.
It's an interesting thought.
It is, for sure.
Now, let's look at some specific events that shaped his journey.
Okay, like what?
The Salomon brothers scandal.
That was a major test for him.
The crucible moment.
Revealed a lot about his character.
His leadership.
This wasn't just a financial loss.
It was an ethical lapse.
Illegal activities.
It shook the financial world.
And hurt Buffett's reputation.
He didn't shy away, though.
He stepped in as chairman.
Determined to clean things up.
A high-stakes gamble.
Defining moment.
He navigated it with determination.
Transparency, a commitment to doing the right thing.
Even in a crisis, integrity matters.
It does.
It's like that saying, a reputation takes a lifetime to build.
And a moment to destroy.
Buffett put his reputation on the line.
To do what he thought was right.
It's a powerful lesson in leadership.
Taking responsibility, making tough choices.
Putting principles above profits.
Absolutely.
Another event that shows his character.
What's that?
The long-term capital management crisis.
Yes, the hedge fund on the verge of collapse.
It could have triggered a global meltdown.
The world was panicking.
But not Buffett.
He saw an opportunity.
In the middle of all that chaos,
He made a bid to acquire their assets.
thinking he could salvage value from the wreckage.
A bold move.
A contrarian play.
But his bid was rejected.
So even Buffett has limits.
Even with his resources, his reputation.
He's not afraid to walk away.
If the terms aren't right,
It shows that even the best investors,
aren't infallible.
they make mistakes, face setbacks.
Sometimes you have to fold your hand.
That's a good reminder.
It is.
Now let's talk about Buffett and technology.
Oh, interesting.
For years, he avoided tech companies.
Famously avoided them?
He joked that he didn't understand the industry,
He stuck to his circle of competence.
investing in what he knew.
He thought tech was too unpredictable,
The rapid innovation, the disruption,
made it hard to assess long-term value.
and for a while it worked.
He missed some gains, but he also avoided the dot-com bubble burst.
But then things changed,
He started investing in tech.
most notably with Apple.
A massive investment.
A fascinating evolution.
Some say he's adapting.
Others say he's lost his edge.
Who knows?
It shows that even the most successful investors,
Have to evolve.
the world changes, industries change.
You have to adapt.
Otherwise, you get left behind.
Now, as we look at the later part of his career,
Okay.
there's one more thing to examine.
With that,
His thoughts on Berkshire Hathaway's future and his legacy.
all right, let's revisit that succession question.
It's been hanging over the company.
The speculation is intense
He's given some clues.
about what he's looking for in a successor.
Someone who understands the culture,
The long-term focus,
but the details are a secret.
and then there's his legacy.
How will he be remembered?
It's more than just his money.
His impact on investing, his influence on business leaders.
His philanthropy,
He's left his mark.
his principles have become legendary.
Value investing, long-term thinking. integrity.
And his decision to give away his wealth.
It's inspired so many.
But maybe his biggest legacy is the example he set.
Success and humility.
Wealth and frugality.
Brilliance and simplicity.
They can coexist.
They can.
It's a powerful message.
One that will resonate for years to come.
Yeah, it's incredible to think about,
What's that?
the scope of Buffett's impact.
Oh, yeah.
He's not just some finance guy. He's like a cultural figure.
He is. His wisdom goes way beyond Wall Street.
But what's his secret? How does he make these smart decisions?
Well, one key thing is his ability to cut through the noise.
The noise.
Yeah, all the hype, the distractions.
Right.
He focuses on what truly matters.
So he's not swayed by trends or market swings.
He's famously unemotional about investing.
So he doesn't panic when everyone else is selling.
Nope.
And he doesn't get greedy when everyone's buying.
That kind of discipline is rare.
Almost superhuman, it sounds like.
It's a cornerstone of his success, though.
So how does he do it?
He sticks to his principles, relies on data and analysis.
So it's all about the numbers.
Well, not just that. He's a voracious reader,
Always learning.
Yeah, financial statements, industry reports, anything to give him an edge.
But it's not just about crunching numbers, is it?
No, he's looking for the story behind the data.
It's a story
The underlying fundamentals.
that reveal a company's true potential.
Exactly. He wants to understand the essence of a business,
Okay.
the competitive landscape, the long-term prospects.
He's not interested in quick wins.
No, he wants companies he can hold for years, decades even,
It's like he's a detective,
piecing together clues
looking for those hidden gems.
that everyone else has missed.
And part of that is assessing risk, right?
Absolutely. Buffett is famously risk-averse.
Always looking for that margin of safety.
That buffer that protects him.
That's his margin of safety principle.
Yes. Always buying at a discount, never overpaying.
It sounds so simple.
It is, but so many investors forget it.
Why is that?
It's not just about getting a bargain.
It's about something else.
It's about recognizing that the future is uncertain.
Okay.
There are always unforeseen events, downturns, surprises.
And the margin of safety helps with that.
It provides a cushion, a way to mitigate those risks.
So it's careful analysis, disciplined decisions, and caution.
So that's a big part of it, yeah.
But there's something else, isn't there?
What do you mean?
Intuition, that gut feeling.
Ah, yes, that comes with experience.
Buffett often talks about trusting his instincts.
That inner compass.
Like he's got this sixth sense for recognizing good businesses.
It's honed through decades of experience.
He's seen it all.
The booms, the busts, the cycles.
Learned from his wins and losses.
Experience is a powerful teacher.
Sometimes the best decisions come from logic and instinct.
Both are important.
And let's not forget about trust.
Trust.
Yeah, Buffett surrounds himself with people he trusts.
People he can rely on.
For honest advice, diverse perspectives.
Like Charlie Munger.
Their partnership is amazing.
Decades of challenging each other, pushing each other.
It's a testament to collaboration.
Even brilliant minds need trusted advisors.
People who can offer different viewpoints.
Help them avoid blind spots.
So there's no magic formula to Buffett's success.
It's a mix of things.
Data, discipline, intuition, experience, trust.
And perhaps the biggest lesson is
Like that.
it's about continuous learning and adaptation.
The world keeps changing.
You have to evolve to stay ahead.
That's a great point.
It is, isn't it?
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
On Warren Buffett.
his story is inspiring.
It shows what's possible.
When we combine passion, dedication, lifelong learning,
Even if we never reach his financial heights.
his principles can guide us.
On our own paths.
It's about striving for excellence,
making a difference.
leaving things better than we found them.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Into the world of Warren Buffett.
It's been a journey.
It has.
Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning.
And keep seeking that wisdom.
That can light up your own path.
Exactly.